Andy Johnson. In this short video, I describe the activities in our meaning-based reading intervention. Note that you will have 5 lessons and a suggested template, but in the final version, there will be a series, a menu of strategies you'll be able to pick and choose to build your own lessons depending on your students' needs. So lesson 1 starts with a language experience approach. This should be the start of every intervention, where the students dictate to the teacher something that they have done or did yesterday. This can be done individually or in small group. What do you want to say today? Then you record it on a Word document, screen, or poster, and I have a minimum of 5 sentences. Students then reread until fluency is achieved. So they're practicing reading using their words and their experiences. Usually takes 2 or 3 times. This paragraph or story is then used for analytic phonics. There's a word here that starts with the at sound. Can you find it? A word here in this line that ends with the ch sound. And then save and date these so you can use it for fluency on subsequent days. Word building. And again, you read through the sentence with the student. It is add, put it together, add, and then when they put it together, they create the word. Now notice this reinforces the short A sound. That is word building within the context of a sentence. Close, same thing. I had a dream. Read it through with the students and make just the beginning sound. And notice I am reinforcing the short A sound, had, bad, but also it develops the semantic cueing system, the ability to use context clues. Fluency, we have short stories here called really silly stories. Students read it through and you have a target word, either 30 or 40. They read it through 3 times and you time them at each attempt. Then you record the time for each attempt and they can see themselves getting faster with each attempt. That's to develop reading fluency, either 30 or 40 words. Comprehension, I will do this on a separate video. Lesson number 2, we already talked about language experience approach. Which word looks right? Students are given a picture. Which word looks right? Which word goes with it? Now here's the target word, and this is short A again. Module 1 is short A. But notice this word has a different vowel, middle vowel. This has a different consonant. So it invites students to really examine the words and the letters. Maze, similar to the close, semantic cueing, and reinforces short A. He had a blank day at school. I read through this with students and I say blank at the target maze. And again, had and bad, short A. All right? And there are several of those. And again, each one of these activities takes 2 to 6 minutes in duration. You have 5 of them. So generally this takes, I would say, 15 minutes a day, this intervention. Fluency has been described. Comprehension will have a separate video. Lesson 3 for day 3. Language experience. All right, been described. Word wall riddle review. Again, the short A, we are reinforcing that sound. Not happy. They have to look at the word wall and find the word that answers the riddle. And again, this invites them to examine the words and the letters there. Word wall riddle review. Sentence mix-up. This will be on paper, and you'll see how that's done in just a minute. Develops the syntactic word order and grammar. Students are presented with a mixed-up sentence, and they have to tell you when it is correct. The paper version of this has the sentence there, asks you to cut the words, sentence into words, mix it up, and then they have to create the correct order. Fluency has been described. Comprehension, another one. Lesson 4, language experience approach. Again, I like language experience approach. Good practice, fluency, It also enables you to have some sort of connection with your students. Which word does not belong? They see 3 words, read through them, find 2 that are the like. Which one does not belong here? Which one is not like the other? B-ad, b-et, and hip. When I read this through with really emergent or beginning level students, I read it through with them and I pronounce. Now, some of the words have similar beginning, some similar middle, some similar end. And hopefully they can find the word that does not belong there, and they see it just like that. Sentence replay. These are on paper. Students read through the sentences. You can choose either 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. They read them into an audio recorder of some sort. They then listen back and they underline the stumble words. You can help them with that, or if they're working with partners, this works good. Maybe you have one partner do the first 3, the other partner do the last 3. Then they reread until fluency is achieved. This develops fluency, but if you notice, we have short A words here as well. They are seeing it in a meaningful context. It reinforces this letter sound. Fluency has been described, comprehension elsewhere, and then lesson 5. We have them review the language experience activities they've done for the first 4, so they have their stories. So again, they can reread, practice until fluency is achieved, and analytic phonics. What's the same? Similar, they see 3 words, and they have to tell you what's the same about these 3 words. B-at, b-ed, big. And depending on the level, some students can read the 3 words by themselves. With some, you may need a little help here. Sentence dictation. This can be done with a teacher or a study buddy. The teacher dictates the sentence, reads the sentence out loud. Students write the sentence on a sheet of paper, and then you ask them which word does not look right. And usually they can find the word that is not spelled correctly. You then show them the correct sentence. So this sentence is shown on the PowerPoint. They cross a line through the word that's not spelled correctly, and they write the correct spelling on top. It's important that they see both their incorrect and the correct spelling, so they begin to develop the sense of letter patterns. You notice here we use a lot of sight words, but we also include short A words in each sentence to reinforce the short A sound. And then a priming picture. Students are shown a picture and you ask them, what do you want to say about this? Or describe what's going on, or tell me about this in writing. And they write in a journal, or if you're working individually, they can write on a Word document. With beginning students, you might want to have simply 1 sentence. And then comprehension. That's it. I'll be focusing on comprehension in a separate video.